Hi, my name is Angiefranco. I'm a third-year anesthesia resident. This is a tutorial on how to write a pre-op note in Cerner. Electronic medical records have been around long enough that we've all seen notes that contain lots of information and data and mean nothing. Let's not write notes like that. Let's write notes that reflect the amount of thought and organization we put into every patient. I think one of the most important parts of a well-written note is the assessment and plan. That cohesive paragraph that tells you exactly what you want to know. So when I'm looking back through a patient's chart, that's what I look for. I look for a note from a physician that will tell me more than the yards and yards of information before and after it. In order to write a good assessment and plan, though, that takes time, and that's something we're always short on in the operating room. So first I want to go through some time-saving tips in Cerner, and then we'll go through actually writing a note. First time saver are macros. A macro is basically a recording of a bunch of clicks. So I have a macro for a VA patient. A lot of them have a lot of comorbidities, so I have one that shows all of those. In order to make a macro, you can make it of whatever. You do your clicks, and then you right click, save macro as, and then name it. Super sick patient number 1, and then create new. And then whenever you have one of those patients again, you can click on the M that will appear next time, and you click that macro again and it will appear. So just as an example, or this is what I use. I use a macro here for past medical history of a VA patient. I have a macro in review of systems for a negative review of systems. And anytime you run a macro, you can still modify after you've ran it. I have a macro for a normal physical exam. I have a macro for a VA patient physical exam. It's a little different than the others. And then I have a macro for plan. So for a simple case. So this will save you some clicks. The next time saver is auto text. So at the end of all of my notes I write, "We appreciate participating in the care of whoever it is." So instead of writing that out every time, I've saved it as auto text, and then it'll just appear. So anytime you want to create auto text, like whatever you want to put in your notes, "I love cookies, I'm hungry right now," you write it out and highlight, right click, save as auto text, and then you name it. You always have to name it as a period first. So cookies. Save, close, and then the next time you want to write that, you click on the period and double click on cookies and it'll appear. The other thing I want to show you is this little icon here. This will show you what the note is going to look like to the outside world. So as you're going along, especially when you're first getting started, click on this often and it will show you what your finalized note will look like. It becomes really important when you're clicking and you're not really sure what it's going to actually look like to the outside world. Okay, so now you'll have a little bit more time to spend on that all-important assessment and plan.